What's up guys, Lvladen here, and today I'm coming at you with a video evaluating the Retribution Paladin nerfs in the 9.2.5 patch. Now today is the first day of the nerfs, and I haven't extensively tested them yet. However, I will be going over what they are and what I think this is going to do for Rets in the coming season. So let's go over them right now. Let's scroll down here, look for PvP, look for Paladin changes. Right here, we can see Templar's Vindication, not Verdict. I've had some people come to me and be like, oh my god, they're nerfing Templar's Verdict in half. No. It's just the Conduit Vindication is getting halved, unfortunately. And I was actually a really big fan of this this Conduit here, because in seasons past, or expansions past, Vindication has had a... it used to be a Paladin-like mastery. We had it in our mastery. We had it in our multi-strike. Templar's Verdict used to hit twice. We had it on our Ashbringer. One way or another, Templar's Verdict has always had more than one hit when you Templar's Verdict someone. Now, this damage was getting a little high. This might be the only nerf that I could see being okay. Like, you know, it is what it is. It makes sense, because if you proc a Aura of Reckoning auto attack that crits with your Templar's Verdict that crits, with your Divine Storm that crits, with your Sanctified Wrath that crits, with a Vindication that hits for like 10k, plus a Virtuous Command that hits for like 4k, you're going to one-shot someone. That is the RNG one-shot that people really don't like Ret for this expansion. Granted, you know, you can watch for Aura of Reckoning stacks, and there are ways that, you know, to get around this even still. But, yeah, if you are not aware of Wings proc and how to track that, then yes, you know, when everything lines up in crits, it is very, very RNG. But yes, this is part of the one-shot. So I'm not totally against this nerf. It is what it is. It seems kind of weird. But, yeah. This Conduit was also overperforming all the other... DPS or potency conduits by a large margin in PvP. Now, I have gone over in videos past, and actually, maybe as recently as about a month and a half ago, I have gone over, where's the soul binds here, the other potency conduits. So, at the end of a battleground or an arena, like an extended arena, not a short arena, but where you've been smacking the enemy for a while, Vindication is always above all the other conduits. Now, if you have really good Virtuous Command use, meaning you're on top of your target, you're getting maybe 2 Templar's Verdicts per Virtuous Command, it can be close to tied with Vindication, but there's also, you know, you have to actually think in order to use Virtuous Command rather than just fire and forget with Vindication, because you have to be in melee range still for Virtuous Command to work. It will not work on your final verdict if you are further than melee range. Expurgation is another conduit that I thought was going to be really good when I got the 278 and the set bonuses and all that, but really, I have yet to have a battleground or an arena that I tested Expurgation on with ideal stats that it will exceed 1.9% of my damage, whereas Virtuous Command can be as high as 4%, and Templar's Vindication, I have seen Templar's Vindication be as high as 10% in rare instances, with an average of probably about 6% of our damage. 4 to 6% realistically in an arena, unless you're getting super lucky, and also critting your final verdict very hard. In terms of other abilities here, or other potency conduits here, Truce Wake, horrible. Just never really scaled the way I was hoping it would, even with the set bonuses. Righteous Might does make your Vanquisher's Hammer hit pretty hard at max rank. Like 220% is no small damage boost. But in terms of other potency conduits, yeah, Truce Wake and Expurgation, they just never lined up. So even when Templar's Vindication is halved as of today, it doesn't say it on the tooltip because it is PvP only, it will still be doing, on average, more overall damage than Expurgation and Truce Wake, because they did not buff these conduits. They remained the same. Now let's talk about Shield of Vengeance. This is the most ridiculously stupid nerf ever. Now, It is only to the damage portion. So Shield of Vengeance, damage reduced by 40% in PvP combat. Absorption amount unchanged. And that is an important part. Absorption amount unchanged. But the damage reduction, like, okay, listen. If you are blowing up Shield of Vengeance on yourself solo, that means you either don't know what it does, or you are actively trying to go through it. And the damage portion was what deterred people from going through Shield of Vengeance. Shield of Vengeance absorbs less damage than a Blazing Barrier, which is on a 25-second cooldown. Now, it might not show on the tooltip, but due to conduits and talents that fire mages have, one Blazing Barrier is more than a Shield of Vengeance. Shield of Vengeance is baseline 2-minute cooldown. And it has counterplay, right? You can stack with a teammate and attack into the Shield of Vengeance, and it splits the damage evenly between the two of you, which is going to be like 10k each, which is nothing. With HP as high as 100k right now, or over if you're a Warlock or a DK. So yeah, I think this is a really dumb change, but I also think Shield of Vengeance needs to be removed from a game and replaced with a better defensive cooldown. Shield of Vengeance, absorb. In order to make it have a reasonable amount of absorption, you typically need to use an emblem, aka a BM trinket, to increase the Vengeance size in order to not have it disappear instantly. And when it doesn't disappear instantly with Emblem, it still disappears like in 2 globals. But yeah, I definitely am in favor of completely reworking and removing Shield of Vengeance next expansion, hopefully for Divine Protection. I think a percent-based wall would be really, really beneficial to Paladins, which we had for a long time, but they decided to remove in Legion. Things that I think should replace Shield of Vengeance, or could replace Shield of Vengeance, would be Old Sacred Shield in any of its iterations. Was a huge fan of the Absorb over time. I was a huge fan of the hit 30% HP and then you pop a Shield of, or a Sacred Shield, I guess. So this is kind of where Shield of Vengeance came from in the past. I believe Shield of Vengeance was introduced in Legion, if I'm not mistaken. But in its current iteration, it had a similar form in either Kata or WoD, when you would reach like 30% HP and you would get a giant shield. But yes, we still had a percent base damage reduction shield wall in addition to Sacred Shield back in the day. So yeah, I don't think this is the right way to nerf Paladin. In fact, I don't think this even needed a nerf at all. In duels, for example, in 1v1 scenarios where people are breaking the shield on top of themselves, there are many, many ways to counter that. For instance, if you're ranged, you kite and break the shield while you're not in the melee range of the shield exploding. If you are a melee like a warrior, you damage the shield to about to break and then you leap away. You can fear it, you can CC it. There's many different ways. There's many counterplays to Shield of Vengeance. And even if you broke it on yourself, it wasn't going to kill you unless you're getting bursted at the same time. In which case, you should be running, CCing, or whatever anyway. Or if you're a melee cleave, you're already stacking, so the shield's not going to contribute a lot of damage. So I'm really against this nerf. This is a stupid nerf, in my opinion. The conduit nerf, I'm okay with. Now, let's go over, some of the other opinions I have on the upcoming season. Now, I don't think Ret Warrior is going to be as good, and one of the main reasons is Fury was also nerfed. Crushing Blow took a fat 20% damage reduction, which sucks. I would have much rather them just get rid of the charge on Crushing Blow rather than nerfing the damage overall. Fury damage isn't the problem. There's many classes that do the same or more damage than Fury. I think Slaughterhouse is the main problem with Fury, the main irritating point with people, because, you get infinite uptime with Crushing Blow charge. And then you also have a really high uptime with Slaughterhouse. Now, the reason that Fury wasn't as good last patch was because they didn't have as good uptime with Slaughterhouse, because they weren't proccing Wreck, which would give them Crushing Blow to stay on the target, to keep up Slaughterhouse, or for the Rage to keep up Slaughterhouse. So Slaughterhouse, the 40% Mortal Strike that Fury has, is more of a problem than their current damage. And if you think Fury's damage is kind of insane, take a look at Rogues, Mages, Rets, upcoming this season, Affliction Locks, Demon Honors, Death Knights. All those classes have really, really high damage. So yes, you can then, make a point about Slaughterhouse was the OP thing about Fury, and ironically, that did not get changed. The amount of mastery granted by Conqueror Banner here is reduced in PvP combat as well. This is going to hurt Retribution. I don't know if Fury or Arms will still play Necrolord. I'm assuming they might. It depends on the comp, but with a ret, I think it might still be worth it. A third of the mastery nerf is pretty significant, but we shall see. But yeah, guys, I will have a separate video going over Fury Warrior nerfs more, testing them out. And if you are opening this video within a few hours of it going onto YouTube, then I am in fact live streaming right now. So I am going to go live at twitch.tv/Lvladen PvP, and come check it out. We're going to test the nerfs. I'll see you all there. Peace.